I'm just gonna do that in between. Just
Perfect.
practice.
Hey everyone, we're here with our next stranger. Could you tell us your name and a little about yourself?
My name's Isaiah. You can call me Izzy.
Izzy,
I'm from
awesome.
Hawaii.
And you're into magic, huh?
Magic, singing, I don't know. Whatever.
Dude, what how did you get into that? Like, and what are some of your favorite tricks?
I learned this one like 20 minutes ago.
Are you kidding? Dude, that's
And then
very good.
another one.
My God. How long does that take for you to learn?
This one was an hour.
My God. Do you have a lot of experience with like I don't know, like close-up magic?
No, no. I just thought it'd be cool for Omegle.
And it is, yeah. Where what state? Oh, I'm sorry. Go for it.
I was on here singing, but
Yeah,
that's
not
cool.
nuts. For you, well, like what brings you to Omegle?
Uh, well, I got fired from my restaurant job at Nobu. So I'm just at home during this quarantine and I'm bored. I'm learning how to become an ethical hacker.
Wow.
So
Could
on my
could you
do this.
yeah, could you talk a little more about that? That sounds really
So
interesting.
doing is I learn everything that a attack hacker, like a black hat hacker, those that just hack for information and for bad. What I'd be doing is companies would hire me to do the same thing essentially to their website, but tell them what the weaknesses and vulnerabilities are.
Yeah,
So
that sounds have you always been interested in like computers and software and that stuff?
I like, and I just figured out what this is. So a little behind, but we're gonna get there. It's gonna take
Yeah,
me a
man.
good.
What so like where in the US are you from? Like what state?
Can you guess?
Hawaii. No way, man. Very cool. What is it like out there?
Humid, overpopulated.
Have you always lived there? Dude, you're the first person on this channel that I've talked to from Hawaii. That's freaking awesome. And like what so like what is what for people who have like never been to Hawaii and kind of want to know like the perspective of a local from Hawaii like yeah, what are yeah, so tell us like
Favorite.
all of your thoughts of it.
So everything you know about any kind of privilege that people talk about, people say white privilege, it doesn't belong here. There's no such thing. They're the minority here. You have locals like us, Asians, um, black people, Filipinos, Indians, Meganesians, Hawaiians, all these guys. And then you have, I think, less than 20% white people. So
My
you
god.
can't be pulling any kind of bullshit here. Hawaiian pride is a thing, and we will show it. We
What
had,
oh, go for it. I'm sorry.
we had protesters fly down from the mainland, try to mess up our peaceful protest, and then all the locals pretty much turned on them. So you can't really do much here.
Yeah. So in Hawaii, is Hawaii like very much a like a state that's that's for Black Lives Matter and for uh,
Try to go for equality and stuff like that.
yeah,
Very
yeah,
diverse with all of our ethnicities here.
yeah. What do you consider yourself like in terms of your ethnicity and nationality?
But I'm Filipino, Italian, Puerto Rican, Japanese, Korean, Native American.
You're a
So
mudblood, a mudblood.
baby mudblood. So I'm diverse. Pretty much everybody is here.
I feel like that's yeah. It's just I feel like once like the whole world is as diverse as Hawaii is, then there'll be world peace.
Yeah, probably get there. It's too expensive here though. Don't come here.
Oh, really? Like how? Why? Why do you think that is?
Like, right? You have New York and then Hawaii for expensive. Expensive. It's a place to retire, not a place to build a family. Unless you have money, by all means. But if you're minimum wage, you kind of go from the government. You're not
Do you think? Do you think you're going to end up moving away from Hawaii, or is it a place where you'd like to continue to live?
well, I love it here. This is a place where I definitely like to retire. But for what I'm trying to do for ethical hacking and stuff like that, where more money's at.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm having trouble hearing you. Could you just speak up a little bit?
So I want to move back here, go to the mainland for work because that's probably where I'd find more money, and then retire here. I don't know, 50, 60 years old.
Like a pretty good life. Let's see. Like, what are some other? What are some kind of like current events or some news things that are going on in Hawaii that you think are not being talked about anywhere else in the U.S.?
Um, not going on here as the rest of the world.
Hmm.
Like, here we had our protests and stuff like that blew over in a sense, and then now we're just doing all the election stuff. So we're not really pretty peaceful place.
Right. Yeah, I think everyone wishes that the world were as peaceful as Hawaii and as beautiful. You know.
Really, really small. I live on Oahu. Oahu.
Is that which island is that? Is that the big one?
Oh, that's big, right?
Oh, okay.
It's Big Island, Maui, Oahu. It's like a third or fourth island.
Okay.
Could be wrong.
Hmm. Huh. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like what are your thoughts about what's going to happen to in the election? What do you think will happen? Predictions?
I mean, no conspiracy theory or not.
Hey, whatever your opinion is, man. All opinions are welcome.
Well, mainly for Hawaii, it's personally I don't feel the affected part of the presidential election and stuff like that. What we mainly focus on is our senators and mayors, stuff like that. Those who are going to help us in right now. That's what be my focus. Who's focusing on people, what we need, how they're going to do it, and if they're actually doing it.
You know.
That's all I look for.
Are you?
I'm
Are you oh, I'm sorry. What was that last thing you said?
a simple guy, and doesn't affect me personally. Hope for the best. That's all you can do.
Yeah. What about were you a fan of Tulsi Gabbard at all?
Like I said, I don't know who that is.
That's amazing. Tulsi Gabbard is she's the representative for Hawaii, or one of the representatives for Hawaii.
I've been too wrapped up in this computer thing to know like every single detail about it.
Yeah, cool. Hey, you know what? Like yeah. I mean, everyone is. I mean, everyone has their lives, and yeah, everyone's on their own journey. You know what I mean? Is there anything else that like? What about like cybersecurity? Like, what are some things that Americans you think don't have any idea about that would be really important for them to know about cybersecurity and hacking and stuff?
Well, you have the clear web, which is what you can Google stuff like that. Anything that has regular URL. Then you have deep web stuff, which is anything that you need a password for, stuff that you can't really find off of a Google search. That like banking records, health information. And then you have stuff like the dark web that people like to mess around on, but shouldn't because it's dangerous. Click on the wrong thing, and then your life. Well, because if I was to do that, I have a separate computer for it that doesn't have any information on it. It's just for that. I don't do banking, no photos, no information of mine. And then I have my own private Wi-Fi for it. Then you have a UB key, which has all of your passwords and stuff like that. VPN, very important. All these stuff for cybersecurity.
What like I've heard of like the dark web, the deep web, or like how does it require like a bunch of hacking knowledge to be able to access the dark web?
No, dark web is you download a different browser. So you have Google Chrome, Firefox, the Safari for, and then you go on something called Tor, where the URL
Hold on one second. Wait, can you hear that like air conditioning?
kind of, not really.
Okay, let me just move over. Just so okay. So wait, it's called Tor, Tor.
Oh, I think it's, what does it stand for? Like Total Onion Router or something like that. TOR, yeah, Tor.
Oh, interesting.
Download that. Make sure you download the right one if you're gonna do it. And then from there, you need the exact URL for it. Like I said, it doesn't end in .com, doesn't end in .net, .org. It ends in .onion, and it's a bunch.
Onion.
It ends in it. The URL is a bunch of different numbers and letters. It doesn't really make sense. But you need a direct link for these sites. You can go on different search engines on this Tor browser. It's like Google Chrome, but for anonymity.
So what's on the dark web? I mean, you can't really talk about it, right? Like that's
You can talk about, you can go on it. It's not illegal, but once you start doing stuff on it, buying stuff, posting stuff, depending on what you post or buy, can be legal.
wow.
I would just go for curiosity's sake, just to browse. You don't go to sketchy sites. Google has a lot of .onion sites that you can like search that are safe. And then if you have a bad feeling about what you're going to click on, it's okay.
Don't do that. Wow.
I'm curious.
Do a lot of people go on the dark web?
Oh yes,
Really?
that's only one browser too. For Tor, there's probably more that I don't know about.
Like how many people are on the dark web? And like millions, you think?
All over the world, man.
Jesus.
It's the anonymity.
Dude, this is stuff that is never talked about in mainstream media at all. Why isn't it talked about?
It did for a little while, but then it might be coming back up more because of all this human trafficking going on. So that's where they are. They're on these anonymous websites, buying, selling people. I've seen it. It's not pretty at all. You can get a lot of stuff, man.
Jesus.
That scares me.
Yeah, so like yeah. So like I guess I'll ask you a further question like what do you think is the next step forward in like confronting the dark web and all of these things? Like what can be done to
I
nothing?
would tell you, you can't. You can try and catch up to it. They've been trying to do it for a while, trying to catch all these websites on the dark web that sell people, sell drugs, illegal animals, child porn, any kind of bad shit that you can think of that is illegal will go on in the underground. And anybody who's running those sites knows what they're doing. They can see who's on the site, who's looking at the site. If anybody clicks on a link that leads to the site, they'll know. And then that's it.
Yeah, then they can like get your IP address and like come for you.
Or even then, they can just disappear. Delete the site and then come up with a new URL, a new site, and then the word will spread about that. So it's hard.
Wow.
You can't really get in front of it. You can kind of slow it down. But with technology evolving nowadays, you can't. It's really hard to get in front of. You'd have to shut down the internet. Not even that. That probably wouldn't even work. Who knows?
Wow. So like this in terms of like companies hiring like people like you, right? Like who kind of bolster their cyber defense. Like these people that are trying to hack these companies, do they come from specific countries, or is that like an international organization? Do you have any idea of anything like that?
You can come from all over the place. If you're good enough to do things undetected on the internet, it doesn't matter where you are. You won't know because I could be your next door neighbor and it'll say that I'm in goddamn Moscow.
Yeah, probably like a server that they're working through, right?
IP address pinging all over the world so that they can't pinpoint where you are exactly.
Wow, crazy.
I'm a basic. I'm not even like the best of security. I have basic stuff.
Wow. Can only imagine what's going on in like the Pentagon and why the government is spending $700 billion on defense.
Scares me. I don't know what scares me more: the people that can get into my stuff, or the people that can arrest me for it. That's why I don't mess with it. I don't. It scares me. Too scary.
I think that's part of the problem is like all of these things are just developing a culture of fear, right? Because like there are all these things that like can't be talked about, and if they are, people people suspect that like those people get killed or something, like you're like looking behind you like is anyone coming?
Dog.
Okay.
Started walking. I was like, huh.
Someone broke in. No, but like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think all of these things, the dark web, the Defense Department, all these independent contractors, and all these, it's all contributing to a culture that's just not conducive for trust, in a society, and that's what we need. I mean, we need that if we're gonna.
Developing technology age is
Do you,
yeah, left behind.
wait, could you say that one more time?
That's the fast developing technology age that we're in right now. You keep up or get left behind.
Do you think we should slow down our technology development?
Yeah, but no, we're not going to. There's no way. We could, but we won't.
Because all the other countries would then start developing past us, and yeah.
You can't. You just gotta keep going. And
Oh.
that's what'll kill us.
Yay! Izzy, yay! Cool, man. Well, well. On that note, are there any like last things that you'd want to talk about you that you're interested in, or maybe a perspective that other people may not know about, something that you like that others may find interesting or important?
Um, Not really. I think I said all I needed to say. Be careful on the internet. That's it.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, dude, I appreciate you stopping and talking. If you want to have a picture for the thumbnail of your video, you could send me a picture at that email that I gave you, Building Bridges 505. If not, that's fine too. I'll just use a screenshot of your face here, and make sure to subscribe to the channel. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah. I'll use that. I'll use that face you just did.
All right. It's been fun. Be safe. Have a good day, sir.
Thanks, man. See you, dude. All right. Cool, man. Cool, dude. Not bad.